Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. We got George, we got Marty, we got kind of a full house, missing MP, but he's busy. He's a very busy man these days, but that's cool. Um, let's see who's
It's a
in
tough
chat.
job being so pretty.
I know his gel. So we have
Probably photos
Ragta.
on the side, so we don't know about that part,
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I see Slaka Wildman is in the house. We got Ragtop Pat, DNA, Gene. What's happening, everyone? John Tucci's in the house. Let's see. Light Tech Slots. Hey, man, how are you? Got Slot Journal. I'm loving the builds you're doing, man, with the foam core. Actually, I've been building a lot of stuff with foam core myself, so it's kind of cool watching that. Yeah, Daryl, how are you? Yeah, so how's everyone doing? Marty, you had a stressful week last week.
Watch Cinderella the musical about 12 times.
Yeah, you know those songs inside out now, right?
I could jump up there and
Kind of like the
Most
Frozen
of
one. Let it go, let it go.
yeah, well, I'm ready to let it all go.
Yeah.
No, it was good. Yeah, I mean, it's for a great cause. I'm a board member for the local civic theater here in Chillicothe, and we had some people move around. The sound guy went into the pit to play with the orchestra, and so I just jumped in to help, and it turned
Yeah.
into every night for the last 10 days.
So,
Nice.
Marty, let me ask you: is this like little kids, or is this like an actual, adult? Like, what is
These are adults, but
Okay,
we
all
do
right.
about eight shows a year, and so in 2 weeks we do Aristocat Kids, which will be all kids from 6 to 14, I think. And then 4 weeks ago we did Grease, which was 14 to 22.
Oh, I love
Years
Grease.
old.
I grew up
So
with Grease. The summer
yeah,
that movie came out, when
oh
it
yeah,
first came out, I my father was dating somebody that owned a restaurant in Hayward, California. It was called La Imperial, very big Mexican restaurant. It was really famous for the Raider
yeah.
football team going there and like down like 50 burritos like in one shot. But they had a theater like about, I think it was like 2 blocks away from the restaurant. And every freaking day of the summer, because they'd give us money, here, get out of here. You kids are bugging us. And we'd go to the mall and we'd watch that movie. I swear I watched that summer. I watched that movie, I think about 40 times. So I knew it top to bottom. It's still one
That's
of my
awesome.
favorites. Man, that was a memory I remember with going with, the kids
Yeah,
and everything. Just when I was their age, obviously kids too, but and watching that movie. But yeah, that's that's
yeah.
one of my favorite
Olivia
movies.
Newton-John made it easy to watch that movie.
Yeah, sure did.
And George, how many leather jackets did you buy? Don't lie now.
Leather jackets. Oh,
Danny,
any Zuko jacket.
that's right.
All right. Well, so Marty, you're back from the wild.
I am.
Done any slot car stuff this week? I saw you reviewed the Pink Pig.
Right.
Yeah, well, I was able to get the Pink Pig. I picked it up on pre-order, and then I've still yet to jump in and work on the Fat Turbo. But those were my two cars this week, which I hadn't gotten a car for a while. So, but then I've got a Scale Auto coming too, a new
Nice, nice.
962.
I
So,
have like
good
so many
things.
cars somewhere in the United States in mail, somewhere, because it's been like 3 weeks already. I was like looking at it. It's been like in the port of Jamaica and then back. I don't know what it's doing. It's rotating around the United States for some reason. But yeah,
It could
but
be in New York.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well,
I'm
because
t-
Steve from Slot Car Corner tells me what happens when they ship stuff. If
yeah,
it goes to a port in New York and it just gets held there before it goes into Canada. He says it's because they used
Yeah.
to deal with selling in Canada, but they stopped. So, but he says that's one of the things that happens. It'll sit, on
yeah,
hold.
yeah. So I have a bunch of cars sitting somewhere on hold. Yeah, but anyway, we'll see when I get them. I'll be happy. But I'm sad right now. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Let's see. Who else is here? Dusty's in the house, obviously. Thank you. And we got Shotgun Dave. Oh, by the way, George, you did an excellent live stream yesterday with Harry. So I think, you know, I'm not a custom car builder, but, and I was afraid to, I thought I had nothing to do when I joined the chat, but just listening to you guys, I think got my mind spinning. And if anyone is got even a scratch or an inkling of whether they want to scratch build, you guys got to watch the live stream that George put out with Harry yesterday, and Shotgun Dave. They've done a couple of series. So if anybody hasn't caught that, catch the replay. And I think you come out again in not this weekend, but the following weekend, right, George?
Yeah, most likely the
Yeah,
following week.
it's awesome, guys. Like, you guys really got to
it's
get
good.
out. Harry does some crazy cool stuff on the stream, and
He
yeah,
knows
it's
a lot.
awesome.
That's why when you ask him a question, like when you ask him a decal question,
Yeah,
he'll figure it out. You know.
Yeah.
So a lot of his, like I said, a lot of his experience is where I gained how to do
yeah,
stuff.
He is a wealth of knowledge, man.
Because I even asked him the flare. I didn't know how to do that, and he says, "Yeah, get a for sale sign, use the resin and drip it on there, and you make a flare." I was like, "Crap, well, I could do that." I didn't know. I thought there was a little bit more involved. I'm sure a little bit more, but you know, it's just a lot you can learn. So
yeah. Like I said last week, you know, the hot rods builds that
Yeah.
you guys have put, and he does
Before-
the like. Yeah, he does the reviews, and I watched him multiple times because, like I said, every time I see the car for the first time, you never see everything about it, and then you watch it again and again and again. It's just cool to see all those custom builds. Yeah, it really got me itching. But first, I got a white kit this week that's coming in to paint. So I'm
Alright.
really excited about that. So that's my first step.
First
And
step
then-
of scratch building is that. I mean,
Yeah,
take it
exactly.
White kit.
So I've never airbrushed a white kit before. I've never airbrushed. I airbrushed a lot, but I've never airbrushed anything to do with like smooth plastic.
Easy for you. You did small ass figures like this that I hardly could do. You could paint.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to do that. I have a challenging scheme for mines, but I think it's gonna be, it's what I need to do. I need to do something a little bit challenging, so it'll be fun. I'm excited to get the kit. Hopefully, it doesn't get lost in the mail again. We'll see. So, anyway, Boone's in the house. Thank you, Boone.
Boom.
Boone. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of a halfway point for the year. We just completed June, and I was like, so I don't know about you guys, but every year I start out and I lay out a map for what I want to do, and YouTube is no different. I mind map everything, so, as you guys are well aware by now. I do a lot of mind maps. But one thing I did was I mind mapped what I wanted to do for YouTube this year. I did it last year. And I was like, you know what, this is a halfway point. It'd be a good time to check in and see where that's at, and also ask you guys your opinions about the year so far, your highlights, and everything like that. And this is open also to the guys in the chat. Like, we get together every Monday. We've been doing it for 6 months now. So it'd be good to like open up to any questions that you guys might have. Also to talk about what you guys have felt about the year so far. Yeah, so we'll kick off with that. It's not a very informal talk today. I know you guys have all-star something or the other that Marty was bringing up to me, so I'll try and keep it short and sweet if you guys are baseball fans and get you out there.
Get to it when I get to it. I've got a DVR.
Cool. Yeah, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was let's talk about slot cars. So 6 months in, Marty, pick your favorite 3 for the year, for half the year.
What?
Yeah,
Favorite 3 so far?
exactly.
Oh my
Only
gosh.
3, not more than 3.
Okay. My favorite 3 for the year. Wow.
For this
All right.
half of the year.
This half of the year.
That's right.
So
The ones that
things that I've
came out that
received.
we talked
I-
about.
I see
Okay.
Thunderslot, but that's just me. I knew it. All right.
I agree. So hard to
George, this car is fantastic, man. It is so great to drive on the track. And then
the Hexel. Yep.
yeah, the Hexel. I really like this car. I'm a big fan of the group. Horseman, and when I put the light kit in it, it just upped the game for it.
It's
Thought that
nice.
was great. Let's see something else that came out this year.
I feel you, John. I feel you. 6 months in, I bought a year's worth.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's another one right there.
Yeah, the Shadow.
Marty
it's
is so
really close.
predictable. I could have told you those.
Predictable. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's that car. Here, the thing about the show is, every time I put it on the track, it gets a little quicker, and I don't know if it's just the motor breaking in or I'm driving it better or what. It just gets a little better. But I'm gonna sneak another one in. This thing is beautiful, guys. It's 917. The Pink Pig. It is so good. But it's not fast yet. It's good. It's locked in the slot, but it's not super fast. So I need to break it in.
Right. So those are your top
that's
three?
me so far. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
George?
Well, it depends. I mean, are we just talking about cars that you purchased out of the year, or
You can do your top 3 customs because you pumped out like so many.
Yeah,
I know I
done a
can't.
bunch.
I already did. Well, let's see. I have like 7 so far.
Yeah.
They're all- that's something
I'm
I've
such
done
a
in the
slacker.
past. The for the factory cars, I would say that blue colored Thunder Slot. That one's beautiful. That paint job really is
Yeah.
a stunner. When you put it in the sun, it's that's the thing. You don't really run your slot cars in the sun too much unless you open the window and it comes in. But that one's a real beautiful car. I would say the Ken Miles one, the GT40. That's a real nice car. That was something that was really needed to come out to match kind of the other cars they had, which were the black. There you go. That one. Black number
It's John
2 Eamon
Buck's
car, and then the Denny Hulme. I think it was the number 5 gold and kind of like purplish eyebrows on it. And then the third car. Gosh, I'm trying to think here. Honestly, I think it would be the Polycar F1 cars. Those vintage F1 cars. Those
Those are
have
pretty
really
sweet.
they've done a great job, and once you get them tuned, they take a little to deal with, so it's more a little bit for the not the novice user. Not that the novice could do it, but they have to understand you have to kind of take it apart, and it is very delicate, so you got to be careful. I'd say once those cars are tuned, those are great. So those are my 3 picks.
Nice.
They look fantastic.
Yeah, the polycars. They have they have 3 new ones coming out, right?
2. Well, yeah,
Two?
3. The one that's in the box, I already got that one from somewhere else.
Okay.
And then there's the their yellow Lotus, and then there's another one coming out. And I haven't picked up the Lotus yet, which I intend to. So yeah, they keep
Yeah.
pumping them out. Damn it.
Here's Gene Stop. He's got the Shadow, the Thunder Slot McLaren, and the Riva Slot Porsche 911.
Yep, good ones. Anybody else, man? You should post up what they think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are. There's some comments in there.
Let's
Yeah.
see. I'm hunting. I'm hunting.
Gene, yeah. Oh, you already did Gene. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Gene's up there.
Anybody else? That's
So-
what they're
Which brand do you think has made the most impact in the first 6 months?
all- as far as impact is in what way?
Impact in the stock car world. So for me, personally, I think it's actually Scale Auto, because with the new track that they've come out with the amount of cars that they've released, I think Scale Auto has been really consistent with their release throughout the year so far. So for me, Scale Auto is my pick for that. But yeah, in general, which brand do you think has been really like pushing the envelope or changing the game over the past 6 months?
Mm.
So
Hello,
Shane
yeah.
says Revo.
I mean, like you said, for Scale Auto, I mean, I don't own a Scale Auto, and I should, but I haven't just gotten one yet.
Right.
But if you said since they're coming out with the new track, or they had come out with the track, yeah, that's a big anything else. I'd say Polycar because they have the Polycar track, the 4-lane one. I don't know if anybody has that, but that's kind of cool. That kind of really opens up um, possibility of running like an analog system with 4 individual lanes instead of a digital system. So I think Polycar is one that coming out with that's pretty cool, and all the cars they've been pushing out. They push out cars all the time.
Yeah. Here's Dave's MR Slot Car Shadow, the Thunder Slot M6,
The Chaparral,
Chaparral. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big impact car. A lot of people were waiting on that one.
A lot of people are afraid they're going to break the wing.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to break off.
I think about impact of 6 months. I think we can't deny the Shadow MR slot car. I think they just really put themselves on the map with that car.
That guide design.
For some of us, we've already had one and knew how good those cars are. But I think the Shadow really brought MR slot car. It brought it up, like it just leveled up because of that car. And so, good job, Ernie. I'm excited to see what else they bring to the table. A lot of people are excited about the Thunder slot cars. I think a lot of people are just now discovering them. I think they've been around a while. I think they've been top performers for a while. Like for me, the Elva was the first one, and then this M6A, and then they released the Mustang, and there's new Mustangs coming out in the next couple days in some new colors. So I think that Mustang from Thunder Slot is probably an impact, but it came out in December, so it's not really the first part of this year.
Well, yeah, they followed that up with the McLarens though, so Thunder Slot has been doing some really good stuff.
Yeah, and then I think that it's just they're hard to get here in the States, but I think SRC has been doing some really good stuff this first 6 months. They've seen a lot of stuff on their Facebook page that's coming. I had the white kit with this car, and this car's fantastic. But like they're doing light kits now that'll be coming out, and so they're branching out for such a small company. They're branching out and doing some really cool things. So I kind of give them a nod too.
Yeah,
they're aggressive. There's a lot like that. SEA, what the two you mentioned, and Scale Auto, they're getting aggressive, which is good. This is trying to go after. Yeah, I mean, like me, I haven't gotten one yet, and I should. I just haven't got one yet. But they're going after people more to draw them into their brand, and that's what you need. If you get aggressive, innovation, aggressive, getting what the customer wants. That's all what it's all about. Getting what the customer wants,
right.
And that's why it's. Now we could go the opposite with this for a whole and go, who has gone down?
We'll go there. We'll go there.
All right.
We'll go there. We're doing highlights first.
We'll get a lot coming out now.
We're doing highlights first. We're trying to start off on a positive. Yeah, for sure. I really like the resurgence or the new 3D chat. Like a lot of 3D modelers are coming out. Is it Area 71 or I forget the names, but there's a lot of like really cool innovation now on the 3D side as well, which is really cool. So that was kind of cool to see. Like that's been something that I've noticed over the past 6 months has really started to come up a lot more. And then Danny, doing a lot of 3D chassis prints and stuff. I like that. I'm beginning to see a lot more variety, I think, in molds. And that's one thing that Scale Auto has also done. Like they have the 919 coming out. I don't know if you've seen the new pictures of the 919 on Scale Auto site. They also did the Acura NSX. These are all like new molds that we haven't seen before, so that's kind of cool and exciting as well. So that was awesome. Especially me because I like GT3. I would love to see a little bit more rally, hopefully in North America maybe. But I don't know how well that takes. But I was watching the Pikes Peak stuff, and I'd love to see some Pikes Peak cars. Say that a couple of times fast. The Unicorn. It was really cool to see that climb Pikes Peak. Yeah, so I'd love to see some of those come out. Yeah. Let's see.
That'll be great.
Yeah, easy to install light kits at the bomb. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. Once those light kits come out, that would be awesome.
Yeah, they're showing in stock on Slot Car Corner a bunch of
Yeah,
different.
they are. They got
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah,
That's
so the
fantastic.
MR slot car McLaren is one of the best running cars, even at Ernie's. When we go to Ernie's, a lot of the top racers will run the MR slot car McLaren 720. It's one of the cars that everyone likes to run, and it is a really good car. And I've seen people do some crazy times with it as well. So really good car to get stuck in on. Let's see. Hey guys, oh yeah, so have you heard about the new Omnibox that came out? I know that Omnibox redid their site. I seen it. I know they came out with a new Omnibox. I don't know what's the difference. I have the original one, so
Less money, I think they said it was less
It's the XRM. It's missing all of the meters
okay.
and the LEDs on the back. But like, give Jim some credit. Like, he's listening to the customers. Like, he's on these live streams too. And here's guys complain about the price of an OmniSlot box, but like the cost is what it is, right? I mean, he doesn't. He says they're expensive to build, but he found a way to get creative to try to get a smaller model. So it's like $695.
Yeah.
It's a little
Oh,
smaller
I see
box.
what he did. It's a smaller one. I haven't seen it yet. I didn't know. Oh, that's
Yeah.
kind of cool. So it's just basically.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the digital
Readout.
meters to see what.
Does
the
it
footage is
allow?
in the
Does it
background.
allow you to run like all cars? Because it could be a down version of just regular slot car motors, which are basically any slot car motor won't draw a huge amount of amperage. Not like commercial track cars. So maybe that's what this is, which I haven't really read much about it, but it's a possibility, and that's good. Really, home race cars, this would be fine.
Yeah.
If you're not putting wing cars on your Carrera track. I mean, like I said.
Yeah, it doesn't mention it being different than the others, other than those things. But
I could be wrong. I don't know.
yeah, I'm not sure. That'd be a good
I'm looking
question.
right now. Let me look, because he's got a PDF file here.
Yeah, the new axle box that I think Travis did a whole video about has been catching on as well, which is kind of cool. It looks like a TechSlot box, or it functions like a TechSlot box from the way I saw him install it and the way it's all hooked up. I don't know, Marty, you'd know more because you've opened up your TechSlot box.
It's George's.
Hey, there's a highlight. No.
Oh man, it just keeps coming back to haunt me.
Hey, man.
It's all
No,
good.
but you know what? Those things are funny because you learn from it. I mean, when you make mistakes, that's when you start laughing.
Oh yeah, totally.
You're like, yeah, I
but
remember because I screwed up a lot too.
So
Yeah.
that TechSlot box got the upgrade because I put the FT Slot Technic chips in it instead
Okay.
of
Oh,
the Carrera
really?
chips. Yeah, man, and it's been solid as a rock.
Cool.
Even after I got the issues fixed, I still had some issues with a couple of cars. Just made them hot, the chips hot, and maybe it's because of the amperage that the motors were pulling. But I've not had any issues at all, and it stays nice and cool with those Slot Technic chips. So something about those Carrera chips, they get warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been rock solid. So those
Yeah, those
chips
are
will stay in there.
The 124 chips is what he originally used
Yep.
in there.
Yep.
Are you using 124 chips or 132nd?
Yep, the Slot Technic 124s.
120. Okay, good. Cool.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's like 19.2 volts.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Hey.
Marty, about real quick. Keep the box. It's yours. I don't want it back. So you've already put. You could have it. So don't worry.
Oh,
about
dude.
It. Okay. So
Man.
you don't have to worry about
Thanks,
it.
dude.
It's the loan or lease program. It's yours.
Well,
You've earned it.
I
You've
got-
burned it up. You fixed it. You've done everything to it. It's yours. I don't want it back. You're good, man.
you burn it up. I don't want that darn thing back.
Well, you've learned from it. That's the whole
Oh,
point of it. And
boy,
that
did
was
I.
my intentions anyway, was for you to keep it. I wasn't gonna need it back. Why am I gonna need it back? So I could sit in a box
Uh,
collecting dust.
thanks,
So
man.
you're set, all right?
And the bromance continues. Anyway, let's move on. So yeah, we talked. So George wanted to talk about things that disappointed him this year. So let's open up the floor up to that. And George, you can start.
I'd say Scale Electric has really gone backwards. Some of the
Yeah.
stuff they've done, and then the cost of their cars. You're better off buying a high end car than purchasing a $70 Scale Electric car. I think a
Yeah.
lot of
So
them.
electric cars are $100 in Canada. And we can buy. I can buy a Riva slot for $20 more. So
Yeah,
I'm definitely buying a Riva slot. I'm not buying electric. Um, And in
and it seems
comparison, and here's the comparison, right? We compare Scalectric to Carrera, right? So for me, it's and I'm not even, and this is an analog car. And Carrera analog car is $60 or $65 in Canada. So, and I can think it's equivalent in the United States. So I don't understand the super price increase from Scalectric to
or
do
the
this, right?
the only thing with Carrera that I didn't like that they did is they did those goofy wheels. That's that's kind of like a killer there on that part. But I mean, as long as you're able to get tires from Carrera, then you just stick with the stock
So
tires.
this is
But
the way I look at it, right, George? Like Carrera does everything from a production standpoint of view, right?
no, I
They've got
understand
somebody,
that completely.
yeah.
I understand.
So for the average consumer that buys this Carrera car, they don't really look at the wheels. They probably won't even buy upgraded tires. They'll just run whatever the car came with, right? Because to
Right.
them, it's a Christmas set or it's a birthday set, and they just run it and they have fun. For us, I think for the hobbyists, Carrera has a great track. I love Carrera track. And because you can run 124, 132, and I mean Polycar and all of them have great tracks as well. But personally, I love Carrera track. The cool thing about Carrera is that they license all all the cars out. They have their own. They have great molds. They have great finishes, and yeah, they are lacking on the hobby side of things where they take that car to that step. But I think they're catering to a beginner crowd, to
They're still
more of an
reasonably
enthusiast.
priced. They're still
Yeah,
real reasonably. They're competitively priced. Now I'll say, even with funky wheels, I mean, I bought one. I would buy one on an analog Carrera car because it's a lot cheaper than buying a Ski Electric.
yeah,
And the Ski Electric one's got way more problems than just wheels.
Yeah.
So I just because you got to realize when people buy a stock car and they want to get into it. So on average, if you want to fix like a Carrera car, you have to throw parts at it.
yeah.
And that's the thing. It's how far you want to go with the car. And again, you will spend money because you have to put wheels, and gears, and axles, and bushings. It adds up, guides. So
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, Carrera, I think they do their own thing, but they have a big following in Germany. Like they are really well established. They have a lot of upgrade parts, third party parts in Germany. From what I've heard from Bo and from Nico, like there's so much stuff you can do with Carrera cars as well if you want to spend the money. At the end of the day, I think if you're just looking for a car that's going to be quick on the track, I think you're better off with a slotted or an NSR, and then take it from there. But if you're looking for, you know, they do a really nice GT3 car. Carrera really does lots of nice GT3 cars. The new Lambo that just came out is so beautiful. So there's so much that I like about Carrera cars. I'm a big Carrera fanboy. So I think, yeah, I just wish their release schedule was a lot faster. That's my one pet peeve with Carrera right now. We got their catalog at the beginning of the year or the second month of the year. We saw that the cleaning truck, it hasn't come out yet. I mean, they've released a couple of cars, like the Lamborghini came out and a couple of cars, but their release schedule is really far behind, I feel. Like we've seen pictures of that Porsche, the green and orange Porsche that I've been waiting for and it hasn't shown up yet. I'm hoping that maybe we see a better release schedule moving forward. I mean, the Mustang GT-Ys just came out, but I just feel like or maybe we're just lacking the service in North America. I don't know. And also the exclusivity of some cars only being in Europe.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
the part I don't like right there. Because there's some cars that I like to get, but it's, when it
yeah,
starts exclusively in Europe, it's kind of like you're not really. I don't know. I guess it's just how they do stuff. So I get it. They're a company.
yeah. So yeah, anything else you want to talk about in the not so cool department, George?
No, that's it.
That's it.
I was only kind of down the bummer things, but otherwise everything's great. I would say
Yeah,
it's only very few negatives, so that's good.
yeah. Billy is my Carrera dealer of choice, and he says Carrera releases never recovered after COVID. He used to get things every month. Yeah, I know Carrera had a really good release schedule, and ever since the pandemic and stuff, their release schedule has really sucked, and it's no fault of any dealers. I just feel that maybe they're playing catch up. I don't know, but
When they moved to Atlanta, they were still in New Jersey when COVID was around, right? They were, I think. They were out of
right,
New Jersey originally.
Yeah.
yeah. What about you, Marty? Anything to?
Yeah, I was reading Billy's comment. He's right. They've been behind the 8 ball. You would have thought that they would have adjusted their range at announcement at the beginning of the year if
Yeah.
they knew they weren't going to be able to meet the release schedules. So you get people. I mean, I understand that they're trying to create some hype for their range, but like when they dump a bunch of cars in right at Christmas time,
Yeah, because
it makes it tough.
well, I sent a list to Billy when I got the catalog because I sent a list. I think it was 16 cars on that list to Billy that I wanted for this year from Carrera out of the new catalog, out of which I've only received 2. Actually, I've only received 1, and then the other one's in the mail right now, which is the Mustang GT-Y. So that's huge. Been in 6 months, out of the 16 cars that I wanted, there's only been like 2 that have come out. So hopefully they catch up within the next 6 months. That would be something that would be cool. And then like the cleaning truck, I don't understand. It looked like a very finished product when I saw it in the catalog. It was shot well. It was something that looked that it was on its way out. And then to have it, we've been 6 months along and it's not released yet. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, I'm the one thing I was all gung ho wanting to build a 4-lane polycar track,
Yeah.
and I keep waiting for that to release in the States. Now I know that there's a retailer on the West Coast that carries the beginner sets, the starter sets, but Polycar has really not officially released those into the States. Dave Kennedy kind of keeps me posted because I always ask him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, not yet, not yet." So I'm a little disappointed it's taken them that long, and they keep talking about its distribution, but it doesn't
could be
make any sense to me.
I hear like container prices have gone up. That's what's really kind of affected it, I guess. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
true. The price of the containers coming over the ship.
So are they not doing that with cars?
Yeah,
Are they
yeah,
not shipping those with containers?
yeah. Everything's pretty much a container.
Yeah,
Cars,
so, I mean,
everything, goods, everything. It's
so, yeah, it
incredible.
doesn't make any sense. I mean, they announced that last September, I think, October maybe, and we're in July and we still haven't seen them.
Well, Sean
again, I
Casey
know-
says China is begging for work and containers are back to pre-COVID pricing. So
Yeah.
who knows? So
There is
Sean also says Great Traditions selling all their sets. Maybe Polycars are Great Traditions.
You know what? I haven't checked Great Traditions. If they maybe they're distributing now. I've been watching LEB because I know that they push Polycar, and they haven't shown up yet. So cool.
That's
Sean,
another
yeah.
dealer that really runs under the radar. A lot of people don't know. So if you guys go to eBay and look at Lakota Collectibles, that
Yeah.
is Great Traditions. So it's
Yeah,
it's the Husky dog. That guy, I forget his name. Harry told me his name. He's got a real good site, and he'll sell the Carrera cars with no reverse chip on them and no box, and they're like $29.99 if he has any left. and those are
Yeah.
pretty cheap. So sometimes I'll put some good deals on there, but that's another dealer that kind of like a lot of people don't know too much about, that don't talk about, which is Great Traditions, and they're a good distributor too.
Cool.
Yeah, I what I appreciate about Great Traditions is you can still go buy fly cars at a reasonable price. They're
Well, yeah,
they're
and they
they're overpriced everywhere else on eBay. I mean, $80-$90 for a 917 Porsche, and I'm sorry, I'm buying an NSR. I'm buying a Revo slot. I'm as much as I like the fly, the look of the fly, there's just too much work to get them to be
Yeah.
fast.
yeah.
But you can go out there and find one for $65, $64, more reasonably priced, and so good for him because there are other retailers that are not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not really that bad, except for the prices. Collector cars, we don't really have a lot of negatives to say. A lot of the slot styles that come out, they've come out with really good tech. I like it. It's been all around, it's been more positive on the slot car side of things. And the next thing that I talk about is equipment. We've actually seen a resurgence of tools for slot cars that has come out this year. We had the CG Tire Truer. We have another Tire Truer that came out. Is it the 16 or Swift 16's Tire Truer came out? So it's really good to see inexpensive. Like if you want to buy a hoodie razor, it's really expensive. But now you got the CG Tire Truers that have come out, and I think it's good. It's good to have like variety, and that's a positive that I've seen in the last 6 months, for sure. What do you guys think about that? The tools
I
and stuff.
I'd say the Truer is probably the biggest, most important tool in the hobby, because before we didn't have it. It was kind of like it was what would you say, missing for a long time. That's why when I would do my videos, it was kind of hard to show the Truer, because it's like, here's, you got to do this, but you don't have this tool, so good luck. I would never really show how I true tires, but the Truer I think is the best thing that's come out of the CG slots one, and people are finally starting to produce those.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the tools wise, I think the Truer has been a good thing. There's been a couple of I think what else did I see recently? Like well, Marty, you've been doing some of the stuff with the like dyno tuning or like motor magnet. There's the chassis straightener that came out this year as well. This was really huge. I know that was big with Ernie's group of guys, because being able to straighten the chassis was really good as well. There's the Tire Truer that came out, and then there was like all the little peripherals. Like George, you got like a magnet Marshall, or you showcased your magnet Marshall. So like a lot of these little things. A reciprocator, that's the one. So we also got the reciprocator that came out as well, which is a huge time saver. So and then I also found out that, because I didn't get in on the CG reciprocator, but I don't have a CG Tire Truer. I have the Overdrive Tire Truer from Germany. And then I found out that Greg Gobb, the guy who runs the Slot Car Chat, Worldwide Slot Car Chat, he actually makes reciprocators. So you can order directly from him through eBay or something. I found him, and he's actually, I ordered and got my reciprocator for the Overdrive Tire Truer from him as well. So that was pretty cool as well.
Daryl, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, Daryl comment is, anybody tried the brushless motor yet?
Yeah, I know Nico has got the brushless thing going. I have a couple of brushless motors that I got off my my drones, my VR drones. But I just don't know if they. I've not attempted to put one into a car yet, because I just think it's so fast. I just don't understand. The slot cars are already very fast. I don't know if the brushless system would make any sense, because do you want the cars to go faster? I don't know if the controllers are sensitive enough to control it. So that's something that I think Nico is working on it. Slot Car Dude from Austria is working on some brushless systems. But yeah, but anyone else, I'd be interested. I'm very interested in brushless systems, but I think this brushless is more for speed and also for
Longevity,
yeah.
no brushes.
Yeah.
Very hot.
I don't know. I don't know if my track could. I mean, my track is fast, but I don't know if it could handle the speed you get from a brushless motor.
Yeah, and that's my
like
thing.
it'd be
It's like what's the brushless system bring to the track, except for more speed. I mean, at that point, you might as well start running wing cars, like, you know, I don't know. That's my feeling about brushless. I do have a lot of brushes because used to run VR drones and racing drones, and that's what they run, right? But I don't know what it bring in terms of value to the slot car world. In fact, even in the RC world that we do can motors, because the brushless, they're cool, but we want to have more fun and more control with our cars. So we've been seeing a lot more canned motors on the outdoor circuits now. So, and Daryl says I need to see something else get outlawed this year, so I was thinking about trying some. That's why.
Every time Daryl builds a car, it gets outlawed places. It's a good tune.
Really, Daryl,
Yeah,
you outlaw.
He's an outlaw.
I like it, Daryl. You keep making outlaw cars.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, a lot of those brushless, like in the RC, they have those electronic speed controllers on it. So I don't know if one should go in a slot car or not. Because think about it. I don't know how what the braking would be. Because like some people, like me, for a car, I like a little bit more roll, because as I go through the turn, the momentum, I like it to roll a bit more. So this way I could go on the accelerator and continue around the corner. And some like a faster braking. So it's just the style of driving that people prefer when they're, even the types of motors, what they like. Some motors are a little bit different than others.
I mean, the ESC, in the RC world, we tune ESCs all the time. It's just like a car, right? You can pick up, you can control your map on your pickup and your sensitivity and all that. It's very computerized. It's cool, but I don't know what value that brings to the slot car world once again. So interested. Like I said, I'm very interested to see where it goes. I don't know if it's... I'm more interested in the 3D world of printing slot cars. That more, to me, is a much more fascinating technology than brushless systems, personally, from the slot car world. But
what about slot car scenics?
We can talk about terrain. Lots of development on
advancements.
Yeah, there's been a lot of advancement in terrain. I think both Magnetic Racing and Racetrack Scenics have been, launching it out of the park. I get to see a lot more because Slot R does a lot more Magnetic Racing kits. So I tend to go more on the Magnetic Racing side of things to look at things these days. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's really cool stuff happening even on Racetrack Scenic side of things. But yeah, like the terrain has really stepped up. The MDF terrain has really kicked up a notch and done a lot for terrain in general for the hobby, for the slot car hobby. Yeah.
It's all the signage that looks cool. I mean, all the old signs.
So great.
That's making like the Le Mans signs, the Riverside signs. That really is a big factor there when people look at scenery.
Yeah, and then you got Boone that just takes it up a level, right?
Exactly. Takes it way another level.
Yeah. And then, I mean, the mountain of... You got the Mountain of Doom from Australia and Hughes Slot Car Garage, and then got the Mountain of Boone happening on the North American side of things. And, it's pretty cool to see, like, so much terrain stuff now as well. In general, I think this first 6 months has seen a rise of a lot of channels, and that's been super cool from the slot car community. That's something I know has happened, and that is awesome. I mean, Slot R has really like kicked up a notch. And big shout out to Dave for everything that he's doing.
Yeah.
Hughes Slot Car Garage, I mentioned this. He brings the fun back to slot cars for me.
His voice is great.
Everything about it. It's like, yeah, like
makes it entertaining.
100%. Like I mentioned it and I messaged him and I said, you know what? Every time I watch his videos, I'm like, I want to go turn on my track and do some stuff, right? And that's so cool and awesome.
We need to get him on. That'd be nice to get him on.
Yeah, he's in Australia, dude. Yeah, we'll be there.
He looks like a party animal and stay up late. I don't think it'd be a problem.
Yeah, well, we can reach out to him, see if he wants. And that's another thing. I mean, this first half of the year, I've had legends come on this live stream. Well, everyone. I don't know, like all the major heavy hitters have come onto this live stream. The little lowly live stream that we started. I mean, I took my cue from Marty. Marty got me going, and then we've had Dave Kennedy, Jim Cunningham, Harry. I mean, we've had pretty much. I've met and interacted with people that I never thought I would, ever. Boone. I mean, like Boone's become like a really, really good friend. But all that has happened in this first 6 months. All right, I never started my live stream until January of this year, so that's been an awesome thing that's happened as well. So big highlight, big highlight on the community side of things, and yeah, pretty awesome.
Your package racked up. So like he says that too.
Who?
The guy he used that Pat just put a comment and show us your package.
Yeah, show us your package.
Right.
It's also with the big whistles on the. Yeah, no. I mean, he's just funny. Like it's
Right.
It's pretty uplifting. Just like, and the funny thing is this, I don't think everyone can do that. Like some people are just gifted with the way to deliver. Like Marty's got the voice, Dave's got Slot R's has got the voice, and then you got Hughes that's just got this like humor. Like he's got like just natural humor that comes out with everything that he's doing, and you can tell it's just natural for him. I could never do that, no matter what I did. I don't see that happening with me. So it's really fascinating for me, right?
I'm like,
I know he does his own music too.
Here goes Marty's radio voice. Let's hear it.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel my channel is like NPR. You're listening to NPR.
National Public Radio.
Sweaty balls.
PJ Sweaty Balls.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's a classic.
Yeah, see, everyone, Marty got me going 100%. Yeah. But anyway,
man.
so Marty, tell me about
you just needed a nudge.
who DNA?
No, you.
Me?
You just needed a nudge.
You need more nudges.
Let's do a live stream.
Sometimes you need a kick in the butt too. Sometimes.
Oh, thanks a lot, George.
Yeah.
Get your confidence up.
Yeah. Nah. So Marty, talk to us about your channel, how you feel is happening. I mean, George has also got a milestone, but we'll talk about George next. So talk about your channel, Marty.
So it's the summer's been really interesting with the channel. Just continue to create content and try to. Just my summer schedule is just insane sometimes, and it's tough to find time to focus on, coming down here on the track and shooting. But it's still been so much fun. But YouTube is interesting during the summer. Like your views fall off, and I posted a video on Saturday and I lost like 5 subscribers immediately, and it was like I got to stop looking at that stuff. So I did. I didn't shut my analytics down. I just don't even pay attention to them anymore, because it was starting to suck the fun out of creating. And so when I did the Pink Pig, I had so much fun putting box, starting to tune that thing. It just brought me back to what I love about slot cars, and so like for one of my next streams, probably not tomorrow night, but maybe in a couple weeks, I'm just going to host some guys and race for the live stream. It was going to run it like a race night. I'm looking forward to that. I missed on a endurance race on Saturday because of Cinderella. Daryl was giving me a hard time in the chat about it earlier. So those are the things, those are the things that I'm missing because of my crazy schedule. If I could learn to say no to a few things, I'd probably have more time for slot cars. I'm not good at that. But what I hope to happen, I just setting goals for the channel and trying to achieve them, and it has less to do about the analytics of the channel and more about what I want to cover.
So let's talk about that. Do you actually, like, when it came to January of this year, did you have any goals that you had in your mind for your channel? Like, do you actually set goals every year for your channel, or do you have?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. So for this year, I did have I was shooting for a number of videos.
Okay.
For the year, and I wanted to do at a minimum 2 videos per week.
Wow.
And
that's
been my goal.
Yeah.
So one of them being my live stream.
Okay.
I want to be super consistent with my live stream, because I felt like Tuesday night had become the space for guys to, just like tonight, right? It's the space for them to talk freely, ask questions, interact, and I just love the interaction piece of that. So I was like, I am going to try to do 52 weeks, and
right.
I've had 2 weeks I've had to move around. So I didn't on Tuesday. George covered me on the one, which was awesome, and that's what I love about the community that's being built around these channels. And I love that my community is your community, George, and your community, Raul, that we have all this crossover.
Yeah.
And so instead of, I don't even consider it my community anymore that's built around 2 lines. It's our community built around, there's, I don't know how many guys, 45 guys in the live stream, and it's all of our community. Not that I don't want to take ownership. Like, I think it's exciting, but yeah. So goals, just two videos a week, just be super consistent. Try to release on Saturday morning, when guys are, they get used to that and they're expecting me to post then. And so I want to stay consistent with that. Outside of that, I did have a subscriber goal.
Well, okay.
And then I realized quickly that I have zero control over that.
Yeah.
That I am a slave to YouTube's algorithm and who it wants to feed my videos to. So I quickly got rid of that because it just it was causing me to doubt my ability to create content. And you guys smacked me around one night about it in our text chat, and it was what I needed. It's like, yeah, get rid of that goal. That's not a good goal. It's a metric you can measure, but it's not a good one to decide whether your channel's successful or not. So the other goal that I set, that I replaced it with, was to respond to every comment, email, text message that I get, and then help people answer their questions, because that's what I get. I get lots of questions, and I love helping and answering questions for people, especially from a beginner standpoint. And so that's been my goal, is to not miss out on any of those.
Really cool. And so positive so far with the first 6 months?
Yeah, I'm so far I've done 2 videos or more every week. I've only had 2 live streams that I've had to adjust when they happen, and so consistency, I feel like I'm meeting that goal halfway. Last year, the summer got tough, and I think I only posted maybe 3 videos throughout the whole summer of June, July, and most of August, 3 or 4 videos, and I was like, this year I'm gonna keep plugging along through the summer. So yeah, so I'm meeting those goals at this point.
Excellent.
Feel good about it.
George, you hit 1K this first 6 months.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna shrug your shoulders.
Well, this is what I think of the analytics.
Okay.
They just don't. I think they're that. It's just a fart. Because they don't mean shit to me. As long as somebody is learning from it.
Yeah.
It's like the live chat ones. I got some responses. Hey, this is a lot of good information. Thanks for putting it on. It's good. That's really the goal of it. Other people get more kind of caught up with that. I try not to. Like the comment that was made on Marty's. I got that guy booted. I saw what he put. I had people. One guy put, "You must not have a wife. You must not have any kids or a life." Nice video, George. I was laughing when I saw. I was like, okay, we'll delete this crap because it's just a bunch of bullshit. The guy doesn't know me, obviously. So, but it's just funny to see how people react to a video, and all it is a video. And if you don't like it, then just don't subscribe and go watch. I don't know, Lady Gaga, like you said. Watch those videos instead.
It's
1,000 subscribers.
51
cool.
minutes on it.
Yeah, it's I haven't made a video since the tour. I've been kind of like stepping back a little bit because I've been mainly building upstairs. Now I've kind of gone off Area 51 and have been upstairs for like the past 3 weeks just building stuff because the HRW is coming. So next week I'll be leaving to go to Missouri. So we're gonna do a lot of stuff up there, and that's what I'm looking forward to. That's like a real big thing for me is heading up there and helping up Harry with the.
Well, Harry needs you.
And it's fun watching, and I swear to you, we've gotten quite a few first-time builders sending in hot rods. I think it's just 3 or 4 people that have done it, and they've done some spectacular work. And you see this, you're like, wow, that's kind of cool that somebody's actually building something. And Harry wants to keep doing this to where this, like for the showdown, it's always the modifieds and then the cars, but there's also the extra 125th scale series, which I think last year, I forget what it was. This year's it's hot rods. So we'll probably do another theme. We'll throw in other kinds of cars that you can build for the 125th scale show. So that's what makes it fun because people, the hot rods thing I thought was the most funnest thing ever because you could really see everybody's unique ability and talents flow into what they build, and that's the part that I like the most about that. That's the exciting part about that. But, yeah, I mean, I just as long as everybody learns something from it, that's all that matters.
I mean, the comments are flooding in here. I feel love. There's a lot of people saying thank you, but you know what, guys? Like, I think George says it a lot in his the way he does his videos is that he does from the heart, and that's the truth. Like, George has never put out anything that I think George never double takes. That's what I love about George. He just raw. This is it, and I'm more about, so let's talk about my 6 months, right? So last year was my first year in YouTube ever. And I did 52 videos. That was my goal. 52 videos, one video a week, and it was all about cars, right? Straight out of the box. I didn't know nothing about slot cars. Let me be honest. I couldn't tell you anything, and I learned. I got to meet Ernie this year. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna add the live stream, and I'll still do just like you, Marty. I was gonna do one video a week and a live stream. Live stream's been great, and I think it's the first time that I actually felt part of the community doing the live stream. So the live stream brought me into the community, and from the live stream, we got Slot Avengers came out of it, which is huge, and then on top of that, the Global Racing League came out of it, which is big, right? So these first 6 months, the community side of my channel has grown a lot in terms of the content I put out, the people I've met, Boone. Like, there's so much, like Pete was on my channel. There was a time when I used to watch Track Fans TV and wish he would even knew my name. Now he does, it's pretty cool. The negatives is that I lost my way on the actual content creation for my channel. So if you noticed, I haven't posted a video on my channel or short in weeks. And it's not because I haven't got new cars. I just lost my passion for shooting cars. One, was my track was too small and the shots were the same, and it felt like I was doing the same cookie cutter thing every week, and that's not me. And so I had to like take a step back, rejig, figure out what I want to do for my channel in terms of my personal content. So that has taken a step back. And I was a bit disappointed about that. I think Marty, you and I talked about that a bunch of times. And Shotgun Dave and the Sloth Ventures have really been like a big bolster in my corner this year. So thank you a lot to those guys. But when I reflect back on these first 6 months, and I think about everything that I personally have brought to the community, and now I'm going to talk about two things. I launched 5 channels this year in the first 6 months. So it's not only Slot Car channel, we have 4 other channels. And the reason for that is because my friends all have different interests. And my goal was to bring us all to one place, which is YouTube, which has happened. So that's a first positive. So even though I'm not creating content, they're creating content, and I've helped that. So that's been a huge positive for me. And then the second is I've built a new track. And Marty, you've seen the track run. You know how excited I am. And I finally got to...
It's awesome.
I finally got to integrate the Lego City and everything. And I'm really looking forward to the second half of this year, because finally I can put all of that out, right? And have new content. I can have cars jumping. I can have cars crashing. I can have cars going really fast around the track. So I'm really excited about that. So in a way, the slowdown in content was a little bit concerning for me, but in the long run, I think it was actually something I needed to do anyway. So I'm pretty happy about that. As for subscribers and that, I it was a false thing because I started really fast in the year. I think in my first 3 months, I went from 500 to 800 subscribers. And it was like, oh my God, this is going to be, I'm going to hit that 1,000, And that's the funny thing. Like, I always have numbers in my head, and now I don't care. And if you notice, like, it's really cool. Like, I'm really enjoying, like, Slot R is looking to hit 1,000. I really want, if you guys have not subscribed to Slot R's channel, please go over and subscribe, because at 1,000 he gets to open up the box that his wife gave him to open a 4,000 subscribers. So
it's killing him.
Let's all get him there. I think that should be one thing that, and I think he's only like 12 subscribers away. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Slot R's channel, please go ahead and do that, because Dave has really been like a breath of fresh air, and the content that he's done for this community is pretty cool. So definitely reach out there and give him some love.
A great dude.
And then and then there's, like I said, like the new guys that are coming out. Slot Journals channel is pretty cool. Like, there's so many good channels. Slot Car Wildman. Like, there's so many people starting to produce content that I don't know. Like, I'm so happy just watching that stuff. I think the live stream is really my connection right now. And I will start doing a lot more video, because I think I bought 2 more new cameras since I should really start a gear. I should really start a gear channel, because the amount of gear I get is stupid. But that's what I like to do. So
yeah, start a channel like Tom Buck.
I know. And everything that Tom has, I pretty much have it. It's like, because every time he does something, I'm like, hey, I have that thing downstairs. So it's pretty cool. But it wasn't my intention to do that. But I do have some new cameras and new equipment to run for slot cars. And they're specifically bought for slot cars. There's an AI camera I just bought. It's an autofocus, autofollow camera. So I'm really excited to see what that thing does, because it's the first time a camera has been built to follow an object. So I'm really interested to see if we can actually keep up with a slot car. So that's be something I'm testing. But yeah, with the new track, there'll be a lot more new videos coming out, and I have over 50 cars brand new in box that I haven't touched yet. So a lot of content coming out. But that's for 6 months. So let's talk about what you guys are looking forward to for the next 6 months of this year. George, Marty.
Uh,
For my channel or just for slot
in
cards
general, everything.
Well, in the next 6 months, I have got to start a scratch building project, or George is going to kick my butt because I keep talking about it and not doing it.
wait
So-
in a
Yeah.
month and a half or two.
Okay.
Just
All right.
wait, okay?
Okay.
Anybody who's gonna build a car, hold off till the Winterfest. The Winterfest is in January, so by the time September rolls around, something will be announced, and that'll give you plenty of time to build the car. What, September, October, November, December? That'll give you 4 months to build the car. There's something coming up in Slot Car Corner that's gonna make it a lot easier. So just
That's awesome.
wait for now. So,
Clearwater 124 Raceway. I'm trying to get my channel up. I'm having issues. Reach out to us, man. Like, we're all about helping you get through whatever trouble you're having. So if you need any help with gear, I'll put up my email in the chat right now. Just let me know what you need help with. Marty, George, any one of us will be glad to help you.
That's right.
oh yeah.
So please.
I've been having a couple conversations, DNA and a couple other people, Greg, who is now Clearwater. We've talked a lot about gear and what they need to create some content and jump on live streams, and because it'd be great to have more voices out here on this.
Yeah, jumping on live stream is the easiest thing, guys. Like, if you want to jump
Yeah,
on
it
this
is.
live stream, all you have to do is, send me an email or message me on Facebook, or send Marty or George a message if you have them on the account, and I will just send you a link. All you have to do is click on it, and we're there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people worry about their gear before they jump on, and you can do it with a phone. It's not
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
Even the Android and iPhones, the camera technology is
Yeah,
sometimes amazing.
John Albright. John Albright.
Oh, Dusty. I'm gonna do it. Okay, so Shotgun Dave, yeah, we're gonna hold Marty to that. This is 100%.
You gotta
Scratch
hold me
build.
to it, Shotgun Dave.
Yeah,
That's fair.
100%. Okay, so you're gonna build a custom slot car. Anything you're excited about for the remaining of the year?
Oh, I just somebody mentioned it earlier. It may have been John Albright, but it's just been such a great year for cars. Like, all of the companies are hitting home runs, producing really, really great cars. Slotted, Thunder Slot. I mean, in all of them, NSR.
Mhm.
And there's so many coming that are still to come out. Like, Raul, you were talking about Carrera. There's some Carrera cars coming out, and I haven't gotten excited about a Carrera car in a while. But there's some great Carrera cars getting released this year that just waiting on them. So I know that those are coming.
Yeah,
so that's
Billy has my
exciting.
list. Billy, don't let me down now, Billy.
Billy's on
Because
the list.
I need two of that matte green and orange car. I don't care. I need it. Like, that's the only car I really want in my hands, is that green and orange Porsche 911 RSR. Like, I love that thing. But anyway, I digress. So
That's all right. And then I think the other thing I'm kind of excited about the next 6 months is I feel like the home club track scene is really growing. I had a subscriber comment about commercial tracks dying off, and I was like, yeah, they are dying off because some great home track clubs are being formed, and people are finding a great safe place to go have fun. And so I'm excited to see what happens on that end from a racing standpoint over the next 6 months as more and more people build home tracks and invite others to come in and enjoy the hobby. So I just think that we're at a point where we're going to just see a boom in the hobby overall, and club racing is where it's going to happen, I think, and scratch building and all the aspects, because there's so much knowledge out there now with all this new content being created. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. So Slockout Dojo is asking a question for you, George, about the HRW forum.
Yeah,
Is
I
yeah,
answered him on the chat. Yeah, I have
cool.
to ask Harry that one. Though I am an administrator on there, but I don't know if to do that. I'd have to ask on that.
Yeah.
So I'm
George,
not
what are
sure.
you looking forward to for the rest of the year? I know you got the HRW stuff coming up right away, but
Hmm.
anything else? Um, I know you guys are doing something really cool for custom Slockout building that's coming out in a couple of months. You said,
Yeah, in about
um,
2 months, I'd say within 2 months.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a big thing that's gonna help out a lot with people with wanting to build the chassis. So and just getting more people involved with scratch building cars. I
yeah,
have two bodies for you guys, by the way, so I'll
yeah.
bring them.
Excited about that.
So
Um,
and I got something for MP also. I'll just get him a model kit, so
yeah,
you start out with. But yeah, I that's mainly it. Is really just you know getting people to build, getting them to try out. Because sometimes it's like the one guy that sent two. He sent two hot rods in, and these are letters that Harry gets, and he put in a letter. Hey Harry, I sent my hot rod build. I had so much fun building the first one that I did another one. That says it all right there. When people really get hooked, that's when you really start getting sucked in. That's what I'm saying. It's a rabbit hole. When you start building and you really enjoy it, that's the fun part is building it and then seeing it. Again, like I always say, seeing your creation run around the track. I'm looking forward to getting more people into that.
no, 100%. Like there is nothing better than having your own car, to your own taste with your own livery running around the track. And George, you built a wood track in the first 6 months of this year too. Like
Oh
we,
yeah,
we forget
Yeah,
that happened this
that's
year.
a
Like
fun project, man.
yeah, like
yeah.
That was fun to follow.
and it was
There's some things
awesome.
I wish I would have done a little differently, but now I got the experience under my belt. So I mean, I had to adjust a few things on the track, but it runs fine. It's just a learning process. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was really happy, and like I said, that's when I go up there, it's nice to be able to test my cars on the wood track. Though I did test them on this one when I lived in Winston Salem, and it worked fine. But really, when I first started building and I drive it around this track, I was thinking, man, I wonder how it's going to react on a wood track. Now, if I did my basics right, which is the front wheels barely touching and get my guide right and the gears right and the chassis straight, it should be good. And that's basically what I did. And when I took it to Harry's, I saw everything run really well. So I was like, oh, cool. So I did build it right. That's kind of the real test to see how it'll come out in the wood track. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. The wood track was a big leap. This whole moving to this whole place was for that reason, is expanding in the hobby. So
Okay, so Dusty asks question for George: where's the best place to find a 132 model kit for scratch builds?
right now you could go to eBay and find a resin body, or you could go Atlantis model kits. Atlantis, they have a Nova, they have a Firebird Trans Am, and I think they have a Camaro. I think it's the Z28. So Atlantis, you get them through just type of Atlantis model kits. Those are 132nd scale cars. They are harder to get 132nd. That's the kind of the pain in the butt part of it. Uh, we, the bodies that I get are from people that I know because they know I will build. And this is the kind of the crappy part about that is that they're very leery of sending people anything because people will pirate the body instead of actually building something. And it doesn't really leave a good taste in their mouth. And this happened to a couple of guys on the forum. Uh, One of them was Strange Brew is what he goes by. He makes a lot of the small modified bodies, and he's a real nice guy. And he makes some cool, kick-ass, fast modified cars. So the modified cars are the ones that are smaller, a little bit harder to do, and they have little wire frames. And his cars really go fast, and he does a really good job with the bodywork and stuff. But that that right there is kind of the tough part, is sending bodies to people that are actually serious about building. So that's why there's a lot of people are kind of afraid to kind of like throw a body. And I know you guys want to build, so I'm going to give you a body, obviously. But if I didn't know somebody and I'm unsure of the person, then I'm not going to be very giving with a body, because that takes a lot of work to make those resin bodies, and you can make one yourself.
Yeah.
It just takes work to make the mold. But
Well, for myself, I mean, I think you're going to actually answer my biggest problem with custom building, which is just getting the materials, because I can follow along your like you have excellent videos on custom building. Like I watch, like I haven't custom built a car, but I've watched enough of your videos, George, and I watch them continuously because they're really cool just to watch, especially for soldering and techniques and the flux. Like I learned so much just watching those videos. So for me, it's just the materials. I just need to have a set of materials in my hand to start building. I think the main thing is to start. You build your first chassis, even if you scrap it, doesn't matter. But as long as you start, and the easiest thing for me is actually to spray paint a white body, because I was like thinking to myself, I like airbrushing so much. Why not just airbrush a white body kit? Start to get that process, because once you start to do custom designs on a body, you want to put it on a chassis. I think for myself especially. So definitely going to do that. So next week, I'm hoping, and I'm thinking, my fingers crossed, I actually have the guy that I told you I have a 3D print farm, and I have the guy who runs my farm will be coming in to have that discussion with us on 3D printing, and Danny will come online as well, and we're going to do a whole 3D printing, walkthrough next week, and I think it'll be cool to have someone that's not in the hobby to talk about it as well, and somebody who 3D prints all the time, and we can learn a lot, I think. And so I'm really looking forward to that workshop, and that will be coming up probably next week. So that'll be fun.
That'll be good, because during the painting there was a lot of questions about 3D building. We had to kind of like shelve it.
So I think I'm arranging with Danny, because Danny's on vacation right now. So when he gets back, we'll probably put together a nice show on 3D. Maybe it'll be a 2-part series. And I'll bring in an expert as well who does 3D printing on a regular and does it in volume. So, yeah.
There's for a Wildman post, you put it up there. It's still intimidated. Well, if you let it intimidate you, you're never going to do it. You know what? Grab 2 pieces of brass and the motor bracket. Have at it. Just do the motor bracket part. I mean, do the 2 part with the axle. On all the videos I do that are out there, because I won't do anymore because it starts becoming where you beat a dead horse. It's basically the same concept, with 1/32, 1/25. It's just a bigger version of it. So you shouldn't feel intimidated. It's just something you should just try out. Soldering's easy. You don't need anything expensive. Again, wait, in 2 months, there's going to be something that's going to be a lot easier to kind of make it kind of more user-friendly for everybody. So, but if you want to hold off to then, you can hold off to then, but it's not that hard to do. It's fairly easy.
Yeah.
And you can always unsolder it, right?
Yes. As a matter of fact, Frank came over today, Frank from New York, and I had to help him with this hot rod build. And I had to unsolder something, so I did it 3 times because we didn't get it right where we wanted it. All I did was unsolder it, clean it up, put it back on. It's just, that's all it is.
Yeah, so I'm just responding. Slugger Wildman, you say you need a list of things to start scratch build. Like George was saying, just hang on for a month or so. Him, Harry, Shotgun Dev, they've come up with a package that's coming out soon. So all of us first-time scratch builders can get in on it by getting all our stuff in one place. Which is exactly, I feel the same way, Slugger Wildman. I bought a whole bunch of stuff piecemeal. But I just don't have all the materials ready to build, or at least I don't feel like I do. I know I don't because I don't have any brass. So I feel you, bud. Yeah. Yeah, so George, great things happening the rest of the year. So for myself, the last half of the year, one is the new camera stuff that I got. I'm really excited to produce that. The Global Racing League will launch in October. I'm coding a whole new site for that. Everything is like that's my focus right now. I'm just coding like a madman, building this whole Global Racing League site. It's going to be very robust, so that's pretty cool. And what else have I got going? well, Slot Avenger stuff. There's always stuff going on. But yeah, those are my 2 initiatives for the rest of the year. And I want to build a custom scratch car as well. A custom car. So that is my goal for the last 6 months, is that by December, I want to hold my own scratch built slot car. That is a goal of mine. So
We did forget one thing, all of us. You didn't mention it.
What's
coming
that?
up? Us getting to meet each other actually in person in August.
So I am trying. So here's the problem.
Uh-oh.
Here's an issue.
Throwing a wrench in there.
No, here's the issue. Right now, MP is very, very busy.
Mhm.
So he's not committed to the travel. So I was supposed to drive down to Ohio and meet with you guys. But if I'm the only one driving, it might be a little bit, well, my family won't want me to go. That's the issue, right? It's not me, but my family doesn't think it's safe enough. But I have the option of either flying down. So I'm prepared to come, like myself. But MP has also asked me to hold off a little bit before we make the final decision, because he's trying to see what happens on his end. So we are slated to still come, but we might not, or it might just be me. So I'm just letting you guys know up front right now. And it's nothing, because life happens, and MP really feels bad about this, but I understand completely, because he's got something big happening in his life right now, and totally we'll figure it out. And Marty has offered to come up if I don't go down, so either way something's gonna happen. But I really want to meet you guys 100%. Like, I think it would be awesome to do that get together. So yeah, I didn't want to say anything because
That's all right.
Yeah, it wasn't confirmed.
And George, you're not that far from me, man. I could
No,
run
5
down
hours I
there
could
and
do
spend a
that
day.
and come up. And that's not. I talked to Dee Dee about it, so that's easy.
Yeah, so I'll try and we'll figure it out. We'll definitely figure something out. But yeah, we'll meet. We'll
maybe
meet
it's not
this
August,
year.
Maybe it's September, October. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out for sure. I've been saving vacation time. Yeah, I mean, we will do something. For me, the best month to travel is August, because last quarter in marketing is crazy and we get really super busy. So for myself, it will be sometime around August. Regardless, I think I'll figure out something, but we'll try and make it down. I definitely gotta go hang out with Marty and drink a cup of his crazy coffee. So
Looking forward to that.
Make some coffee.
Hot cup of,
yeah.
hot cup of Marty coffee.
I'm not a big drinker, so I can't hang out with Dusty. Dusty will get me in a bad
Marty's
spot.
a mad scientist of coffee making, man. I saw that machine, man. That's
Yeah.
When you guys show up, we'll just have Trent, my buddy, come over and we'll go over to his.
he'll do his roast.
Plus-
Cabbage.
Yeah, we'll go over to roast.
If he could do a slot car thing when he's tuned, I'd be impressed. You know how they do the leaf and stuff?
Yeah.
You can
Right.
draw it.
Ooh, that's a 917.
Yeah.
It's,
Pink pig.
that's amazing.
So
Pig. How did you do that?
yeah. So right now, I think the first thing that's coming up is I bought that to Pioneer Legends white kit, because Slot R and Track Fans TV and I think 2 other YouTubers, they're having this challenge about painting bodies. So I decided to get in on it. So so that's my first project coming up, is I gotta paint this white body kit. So I'm excited about that. But should be fun. Coffee.
Hey, now you started it. That's tomorrow night, guys. We'll give away the coffee tomorrow night.
Yeah, coffee is tomorrow night. The Marty's 2 lines is tomorrow night. You can get your roast coffee tomorrow night. I have no coffee to give, so sorry. The only coffee I drink is hazelnut. I know you guys are gonna just razz on me now, but that's fine.
That's all right.
Hazelnut's good.
Yeah.
I love hazelnut coffee. So
You want something to really wake you up?
we
Get a
can make
little,
that happen.
thing of Cuban coffee.
Yeah.
have
man,
any of
that's-
you got the new Racer Sideways Huracan?
No, but it looks
No, I have
fantastic.
not. It looks good. I love. That's another under the radar brand.
So
Is
Sideways has
agree.
really come up this over the last month. I got
I
this
love that
one.
cars.
This is the Racer Sideways Lamborghini that I got.
Mm.
Oh, that's
That's-
sweet.
It's all matte black, but I also have the new one coming. It's a bit like it's the one of the cars that's lost in transit somewhere.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
It's at George's.
Yeah.
It landed in North Carolina.
So
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see that one.
Matter of fact, no.
It's right here.
Had Raul on the package.
Yeah. It
Just wanted-
accidentally landed in North Carolina. I don't understand this. Yeah, Global Racing League is taking off. That's pretty cool. Everyone's getting ready for that.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I know Marty's needs to go see the home run stuff. Come on, guys.
No.
Did you
It's
see
okay.
the new Dial of Destiny? I figured I know.
Yes. Yes, I
You like
did.
it?
I went opening weekend. It was a fun movie. But you have to look at Indiana Jones stuff through a lens. The lens of, I never thought I'd get more than 3 of them. I thought The Last Crusade was going to be the last one. So when you watch it, just to be happy that you got a 5th movie,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. But it's fun. It's way better than 4, I think. But it's a fun ride. And Harrison Ford does not hide his age. He just
Yeah.
goes out and does it. And I'm proud of him for that.
Yeah.
I go with one of my friends to watch the movies, and I've struck out twice. I went to watch Fast 10. Don't
Yeah.
ask me why. I struck out, and then I struck out on the Transformers movie too.
Yeah, I heard bad things about that one.
Yeah,
I want to go
So-
see the Spider-Man, the new animated. I was a big fan of the first one.
Oh, the universe or something.
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
and my
You know,
hockey.
The last good car movie was probably the Ford versus Ferrari. There hasn't
Oh,
been
that was
many
a great
good
movie.
car movies, and I'm sorry, Fast and the Furious is
Well, Gran Turismo is coming out, guys. That's gonna be fun.
I don't know. I haven't heard about that one.
So Gran Turismo is it's based on the true story of the guys that went from racing in their living rooms to actually
Oh
winning
yeah,
a ride
that's
in a race car.
right. To actually racing a car. I remember one of those kids that did that.
Yeah.
So that'd be kind of interesting to see how they transition from video games to real life.
So Clearwater asked me if I'm a hockey fan. How do I answer this politically correctly?
You do live in Canada. Be careful.
So I do not cheer for any team that comes from Toronto, but I am a fan of all sports. But don't ask me. I don't care for any team out of Toronto, even the Raptors. I don't care for them. So yeah. I do not support any. My heart's been broken too many times, so now it's shattered. I can't support any Toronto team. So yes, I am a big sports guy, but not a Toronto sports fan at all. So, and I'm probably gonna eat a lot of flack for that because MP's a big Toronto fan.
Well, he is a big fan, isn't he?
Yes. All right. What else is there?
See, we have let's see what comments here. You agree with me, I guess, with the Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Movies.
They're just
They
so
have
unreal.
they have a 16-speed gearbox. That's like, anyway. Well, let's not talk about Fast and Furious. Like, I used to be a big fan of Jason Momoa, but from now on, I'm not. I'm just gonna say that straight up. He should go. I don't know. It was so sad. Even the Transformers movie was sad. Like they didn't. Anyway, we're not gonna get into this. We're not a movie channel review company.
That's right.
Anyway, yeah.
That's the next channel we're starting.
There's never going to be like any of the car movies they used to make back, 15, 20 years ago.
Bullet.
It's impossible to do it now.
Ronin. Come on, guys. That
Yeah,
was the
that's-
best. That
Uh,
S8 scene was the best. Oh,
So
that
if you
should
really
be.
remember a good car chase movie was Bullet.
Oh yeah,
Bullet.
Bullet's like a
What a
classic.
great. Yeah,
But-
this
And then
classic.
there's other ones too.
Steve
That guys
McQueen is a
the
badass.
7-Ups. Remember the 7-Ups with Roy Scheider? Remember that?
7-Ups.
Yeah. There's a big. Look that up. There's a big car chase scene there also.
Oh yeah,
7-Ups. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
Right.
Cannonball Run just comes to mind.
Yeah. That's probably one of the funniest road movies ever.
Yeah. That opening sequence with the Countach is just always a classic.
And those people were just having fun. That's the part that was great about that movie. They're just having fun making a movie. It didn't matter if it, did well.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Here you go. Best movie of all time. Big Trouble in Little China. Okay. Here we go. All the hockey teams are coming out here. No,
Right,
stop
Blue
talking
Jackets,
about hockey. This is not a
Sharks,
hockey chat. Yeah,
Now MP's really upset that he wasn't here tonight.
I know. His gel is melting. Come on. Guys, it's been fun.
man.
It's been a slice. Thank you for tuning in. If you tuned in, thank you for chatting with us. If you have, George, Marty, it's been awesome.
Yeah,
First 6 months have been great. Let's make it better for the next 6 months. Thank you so much for always being here. And until next week, same time, same place. Don't forget, Two Lines is tomorrow. So if you like coffee, definitely tune in. If you like to see Marty race on his track, sometimes tune in. If you like to see Dusty race on his track, definitely tune in. Dusty's got to make an appearance at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know what we have to do. Maybe we got to put a secret camera somewhere. Just catch him on it.
We'll get him.
Just tell him to show up on camera and take a swig of bourbon, and that'll be fun.
That's right.
That's it, man.
Crack open one of those
You don't do that. I'm Dusty, and then just
12 bottles we
That's
bought
it.
last week.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So Dusty, we want to see Dusty. Anyway, but yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Until
guys.
next week, take care and have fun on rails.
yeah, guys.
Take care.